Hello folks, very warm welcome to another video number 300 on the channel according to YouTube. Yes, we've made it, the triple ton. I'm as surprised as you are, folks. We've got a first impressions style video for you today, folks, featuring the gorgeous beast in an absolutely stunning locale. I'll come back to that in a minute. The focus of the video is this beautiful aeroplane. One of the truly iconic aeroplanes going around, still flying, the de Havilland DH-82, otherwise known as the Tiger Moth. Ain't she pretty? Resplendent in the Legend Aviation livery, Bravo Foxtrot Sierra, a real bird. I'm not sure whether this livery reflects its current status. The photos I've seen of it, I did a little bit of research. Yes, for the 300th I thought, hey, I might actually do some homework. I did some research and the real Bravo Foxtrot Sierra, at least the photos that I saw, don't look like this. This looks like it's more suited to flying in the UK, doesn't it? The Union Jack on the tail. Nevertheless, there will be a link to the livery in the description. This is the Tiger Moth, recently released by Anthony Lynch, otherwise known as Ant. He runs Ant's Airplanes. One-man band. I think he's Aussie. I think so. It feels like he's Australian to me. One-man band, 25 Australian dollars. And what a beauty she is. Really good value. I love his work back there in the FSX P3D days. Big fan of his. This is his second aircraft for the Microsoft Sim after his Drifter, which I have featured in another video and have enjoyed. So this will be a first impression style look. It won't be a review. There are other channels available to you if you're interested in a review. I took it for one flight yesterday, loved it, big smile on the old dial, so I thought I'd share this with the community for what it's worth. We begin our journey and perhaps end our journey in a gorgeous part of the world. This is the South Island of New Zealand, just sort of around the corner from Milford Sound, sort of. It's a place called Gorge River. And there's a family that lives here. There's a bit of a story to it. They have a YouTube channel. I might link to that in the description as well. And they've got a grass strip, a beach strip. It's just a lovely part of the world on a lovely morn here in New Zealand. You can hear the waves lapping, and yeah, this is gorgeous. So, first impression style look at the Tiger Moth from Ant's Airplanes. We're going to do it. And can I just start by saying, again, and I posted a note to the channel the other day, thank you. A heartfelt thank you to all of the subscribers and all of the viewers and all of the supporters to this channel. It is very much appreciated. The channel would not exist without your support. And I just want to take this opportunity to say a very heartfelt thank you once again. So without further ado, let's jump in and explore what this aircraft has to offer. Welcome aboard, folks. The rear seat of the Moth. She's absolutely beautifully done, really well modelled. The visuals here are impressive. We'll have a look outside as well for you in a minute. But this is the rear seat, and we also have a front seat passenger. Look at him. He looks... well, I was going to say he looks calm. There's a fine line between calm and terrified. Slightly concerned. He's looking to the sky. He doesn't want to look to the camera here. Mate, you've got someone sitting on your lap. An old Australian fella has got his camera. Oh, Jesus. There you go. That's what I wanted, mate. That deep. You're looking into my soul, aren't you? I'm going to have to give you a name. You look quite impressive in your bomber jacket. Hey? That's really nicely done, isn't it? You're nicely done. Mate, I'm going to go back to the rear seat before this gets really awkward. The rear seat, as I was saying, folks, a variety of essential instruments, right? You've got an airspeed indicator, you've got a turn and bank, the old school style, the slip indicator at the top, your turn at the bottom. You've got an engine gauge, a tacho over here. You've got an old school compass. You've got an altimeter. You've got a inclinometer. Is that the right term for this thing here? It tells you whether you're ascending or descending. What else you got? You got some placards and stuff. You've got oil pressure down here. Things are important. Yeah, you got a warning. You probably need a few more placards if I was flying in real life, folks. You'd put some placards in the front seat. Just a big question mark would be on the placard for the passenger. Why? Why would you be flying with the old fella? Persons flying this aircraft at their own risk. This aircraft has been designed for special ops and is not operated to the same safety standards. That's very applicable to my style of flying. Yeah, that's the VC. This stuff is configurable to some extent. I'll show you that in a second. Beautifully modelled, isn't it? Have a look at this. The wings, the upper, the lower, the struts, the wires. Absolutely fantastic. Let me take you outside and show you the outside bit. Now, you can pull some panels and stuff off. Will it let me do this? Probably not. Let me try something a little different. If I do this one, there we go. And if I pull that or click that, look at that animation, and you can have a look at the engine bay. Even the support animates in. Absolutely fantastic. Hey, how good is it? These doors open too, don't they? Can we open them from this side? Here we go. Does this one open? I think it does. I just can't find the click spot. Is there a click spot here somewhere? No. Anyway, the door opens. That's all right. Now seeing myself, I look remarkably like the front seat passenger, like we could be brothers. We're twins, aren't we? We're twin Tom and Jerry. There you go, folks. I've given myself a name. Why not? Tom and Jerry are flying in the Tiger today, folks. As I sip a warm bevy. Yeah, the modelling here is the visual modelling is beautiful. Really, really nice. Can I take a different view? There's the front view. You can actually pull the prop down as well. If you want to do the hand start in real life, it's a two-man job. There's some stuff you got to do with mags, and there's some stuff you got to do with pulling the prop through, and she starts, that sort of thing. Different view on the other side. You can pull this one open. Take a look at the engine from the other side. Again, the support animates in. Have a bit of a look-see. Can I open the doors here? I seem to be able to open the rear, but not the front. Well, not this way anyway. I might just not have the right view or something. I don't know. What else can I do? There's something here I could do as well, isn't there? I can change that as well. The tube. And yeah. Look, folks, it's not meant to be a detailed review. I'm not going to do the full hand start procedure either. I'm going to take a shortcut. But the modelling here, I'm just calling out how much work goes into this and how impressive it is. Hats off to you, Ant. You do a fantastic job, mate, and thank you for bringing this one to the sim. Let me go back inside for you, which is here. Now, I want to show you, this thing comes with a tablet. The purists will hate that. I love it. I think this is fantastic. This should be the standard for aircraft in this sim. Really nice, simple tablet, but it can do a lot. So this is the cockpit preferences page, the sort of first page that shows up, and you can hide and show passengers. GPS, I'll show you that in a minute. You can open the doors from here. So open doors to the front from there. Rear airspeed type, so you can change this instrument. So from modern to vintage miles per hour, if that's your go. Or back to the modern. I'm going to actually stick with the modern. You can change it in the front as well. The rear altimeter type, which is down there, you can change to modern MB, modern height, nice and simple, or to back to the modern inches of mercury. Changing the front as well. The windshield, I should say, can be clean or dirty. I've kept it clean. I prefer a nice clean windshield. If I owned a Tiger Moth, I'd keep this thing in pristine condition. So, persistent oil and fuel, you can have that on and off. So a bit of aircraft persistence available at your discretion. That's what I like about it. If that's how you want to be, you can turn it on. If you don't want that, turn it off. I've got mine turned on. Front mouse zones, I don't know too much about that. Rolling resistance, I've left it at norm, and I've changed the engine realism to hard for a bit of a challenge. Second page, let me just change that zoom, come back down in here. Second page, exterior preferences. So you can hide covers and change the pitot type, and the luggage door is currently closed. I'm going to leave it closed. Tail gear, you can set it from wheel to skid. The Venturi, Australian type, there's an English type as well. Windy airspeed gauge, show or hide it, oil tank, whatever. Wheel covers, all the rest, folks. You can do a lot of stuff. Open and close stuff from this screen. And there's also a nice little resets to defaults. If you get yourself too complicated, like I am apt to do, you just click that button and everything goes back to a default, nice and easy. Third page is engine start. So you can run through the full checklist and do the hand start and all that sort of stuff if you want. I've seen that in other videos. I think it's fantastic that Anne has built that in. I'm not going to use that today. I'm going to do the click to quick start bit in a minute. Take a shortcut. It shows you your fuel level and your oil level and your spark plug conditions. If you have the engine sort of realism set, your spark plugs will foul if you so operate in a way that will foul them. That was a long way of saying if you foul your plugs. Anyway, sorry folks, I've got to take another sip. I've got a really scratchy, gravelly throat this morning. Yeah, anyway, and the fourth page, yeah, the purists will hate this one. It has an autopilot. Now, of course, the Tiger Moth in real life has no such thing, but I love that you can do this. And we'll explore that at some point, I think. So that is the tablet, sort of a 4-page configuration thing. I think it's great. It's really well done. This should be the standard for mine in all aircraft in this sim. The level of configurability is great. This is what simulation should be about. You sim your way. That's what I love about it. There is a GPS down here as well in the pocket, if I can bring that up, right? And I think you can move this, right? I sort of moved it yesterday by accident. There we go. You can sort of put it in different places. And it's the... What's this? The G3X type thing, is it? No, it's not. Whatever that is. Anyway, it gives you a GPS map, folks, if you... need that. Yeah, I don't think I will fly with that today unless I get lost. I'm not going to go too far. You can't go too far in a Tiger Moth. Well, you certainly can't go anywhere quick, that's for sure. I might get rid of that GPS down here. Yeah, so show. And you can move this tablet as well. All right, you can put it down there if you like, if you don't want to have a sort of any interruption here on your panel. And yeah. So we'll just jump outside. I probably should close some stuff, shouldn't I? I need that tablet again. Can I put it back where I had it? How do I do that? No? There we go. Come down here. Let's go close, 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 and close. I think I've got everything good. And then we've got to get into here. No, not that one. This one. There's so many different views and stuff. Control that one. Does that work? Now, how do I put this back down? There we go. Click where I clicked originally. And on the other side, is it this way? Yeah, there we go, folks. How nice is that? All right. I'm going to start this beast. Beautiful sounds too in this aeroplane. So, engine start page would be helpful. Wheel chocks probably should be on. Now you can set this with your parking brake, whatever key you've got set for that. So I'm going to do that. Parking brake on. Magnetos are linked. They are in real life not linked front to rear. I've got it set linked, which makes it a little easier. yeah, so you can turn on the individual mags here and go through the whole priming and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to skip all of that. I've got enough fuel, 45%. Oil's almost 100. Spark plugs are brand new. I'm going to click this button here. And she starts. Look at the smoke. Oh, how good is it? Yeah, folks, do I sound a little bit excited? I love this sort of stuff. This, for me, this is the heart and soul of simulation. This is what I love about it. There's no way in hell I will get to fly a Tiger Moth in command in my life. And to have this sort of fidelity in the sim, smile to the old man's face. We have achieved engine start, folks. We'll make our way out onto the runway. I'm going to finish my bevy because I'm really struggling. My throat feels like an animal has been scratching at it. Anyway, with that in mind, let me finish my bevy. We'll head out onto the runway. We'll go for a bit of a flight. Might do a few manoeuvres. Find a place to land. It might be this same location, and the video will be done. I'll see you in a bit. Let's do this thing, hey? Give her a bit of juice. We've got some motion happening, a little bit more juice perhaps. There we go, we have motion. Jump back inside. Now, ooh, not too heavy on the brakes, fella. Need to be very, very gentle. Now, this is a short strip of about 300 odd meters or something like that. Hopefully that's going to be long enough. I need to keep some motion happening here. Not too. I'm finding it a little challenging just to get the braking action sorted. I don't want to chew up much runway. I need to be a little bit careful here. Now, just come back. Not too heavy on the brakes. I've got a view set up, sort of down, and I'm toppling over. Oh. Well, folks, what a start to the flight. First impression style video, folks. We're inverted. I know it does aerobatics, but it's not meant to do them on terra firma. Shall we restart the flight? Let's do that. And ladies and gentlemen, I present take 2. Let's see if we can keep the thing upright as we taxi out to the runway. A little bit more juice to get us moving. There we go. We've got movement. I don't know what happened there. How on earth would you become inverted in a biplane rolling like that? Me not know, folks. I am having a little bit of trouble taxiing this thing. I'm just going to launch into it, I reckon. We're going to keep moving. It's going to be a rolling start, Jerry. What do you reckon, champ? We'll do that. Full juice, here we go. Whatever runway this is. A little bit of left boot because unlike modern aeroplanes, this thing actually wants to twist to the right. We're airborne quickly. Away we go, folks. Jumping back into the main view. There we go. We're feeling a few of those wind gusts that have been introduced in Sim Update number 10. Beautiful. Here we go. There's the view down the side, the landing view, as I call it. And we've got views set up off the right wingtip, off the left wingtip, out towards front left, front right. Yeah, all a bit. So she takes off pretty well. She's easy enough to control on the ground. And that statement's being said by someone who managed to get it inverted. Like I said, don't know what happened there, folks. We'll call it pilot error. I'll just never know quite what the error was. What we might do is sort of turn back towards the field, towards the river, see how well this thing handles, general handling. Try and keep it sort of level here, and about 400 feet, something like that. Fly it in balance. A little bit of work required on the feet. We'll sort of head inland for a bit, I think, track the river, and then we'll climb above these hills and maybe do some some basic aero maneuvers or something like that. Just coming back on the juice here, back to about 19 or 20, 1900 on the RPM, something like that. And we'll get in the gap here. Squeeze inside the gap, as they say. Here we go. Geez, we're getting chucked around a little bit. A bit of breeze. Very choppy, and we'll follow the river. If I don't make myself sick, jeez. We might have to climb above these hills to find some smooth air. Anyway, it sounds great. Looks the business. Feels kind of like a Tiger Moth, I imagine would feel. A lot of work's gone into this. And like as I said earlier, hats off to Ant from Ant's Airplanes. Great addition to the sim, and I think really good value at 25 Aussie. I've paid twice that much for aircraft of lesser value, you might say. Take a view outside. Here we go. We've sort of been thrown around a little bit, aren't we? A bit of breeze. Love to know exactly how strong that breeze is. We might get Georgie to do some flying here, so we'll get the autopilot sorted. I might go into a bit of a wing leveler or something. Right, can we get the autopilot marked? Hang on, before we do that, this is proving to be a more challenging flight than I had anticipated. The number 300, I was hoping for a nice leisurely jaunt over here on the South Island of New Zealand. Not getting that this morning. And we'll just find some clear space here where we're not at risk of planting ourselves. We may need to climb. Let's climb. Let's do that. Bit of juice in. Just doing over about 50 knots here. What's our climb speed? Probably 60 or something, ideally. There you go. Is it smoothing out as we climb? It seems to be. Getting over those hills. Alright, we'll just come back off the power. And we'll get Autopilot Georgie to fly. Wing leveler's on. Altitude hold can be on as well. At 900 feet. There we go. Now, is that going to hold us, Georgie? Come back off the power a little bit. I think so. What else can we do? Can we bump the altitude up? It's a little bit difficult in choppy air. 1900. Well, that's a bit more than we wanted. What are we climbing at? About 1500 feet a minute. We're going to lose a bit of speed. Now, what's happening here? I don't know what's happening. This is proving a far more challenging flight than what I had anticipated. Heading holds on, heading 266 degrees. Is that our current heading? We're in a bit of trouble here, aren't we? Okay, autopilot's coming off. Off. Really hard in choppy air. Off. I'm going to fly this thing. Okay. So if you wanted a video showing how to fly this thing well, unfortunately you've come to the wrong place. First impressions is kind of that. There's clearly stuff that I'm not doing well at all. Finding it quite challenging in more ways than one to fly said aeroplane. I'm going to head back towards the strip. I was going to try some arrows, but I'm kind of scared. I was doing inadvertent arrows, or it was heading in that direction. This is really quite a handful. Unexpectedly so. The first flight that I did yesterday, after purchasing the beast, was a lovely, gentle series of circuits in calm air, obviously, because today we're not. Anyway, doing about 75 knots or closer to 80. Pretty much level at sort of 1300 feet. The strip is sort of in the 12 o'clock direction. The strip's down there, the homestead. That's where we're headed. I would like to do some arrows though. Alright, let me climb. I can't finish this video without actually exploring some aerobatics in the Moth. Let me climb, folks. I'll edit that portion out of the final cut, and when I come back to you, we'll be at a higher altitude, and we'll see how this thing stalls and spins and all of that other business. Alright, so we've made our way to about 2,200. All sorts of fun and games. This is proving quite a handful. Let's stall it. We're not too far off the stall speed anyway. I'm going to bring the power back. Put this thing into a stall, maybe into a bit of a spin as well. Nice bit of full left boot, and around we go. Spinning out over the ocean here, South Island of New Zealand. We'll release the pressure, bring some juice in, and climb away. There we go, that's alright. Wasn't exactly a perfect spin entry. It never really got funky. Technical term there. Back up through 1,500 feet. What I will do is bring a bit of power in. I'm going to build some speed. Get us up to about 80 or 90 knots, something like that. We might try an aileron roll. She's very sluggish in roll. Alright, so we'll sort of try an aileron roll around to the right. There we go. It's very, very sluggish. There we go. I can do it. It's a very imperfect roll. We lose a hell of a lot of airspeed in the process. Turn towards the field in a minute. Where's our field? Where's our river? Back in this direction. Where is our field? Where are we, folks? We've lost. That's where we are. This has been a most unexpected video. Where's the river gone? There it is. I could have just taken a view outside like that and I would have found it. There's our strip. About a 9 o'clock position, 10 o'clock position, 11 o'clock position. Soon to be 12 o'clock because we are making a beeline. I'm going to drop the power, chop the power, and we'll get ourselves landing on the reciprocal to what we took off from. So, very sloppy flying, quite a handful. Overwhelmingly positive experience. All that aside, it's a challenge, is what it is, and there's clearly a bit of choppy air out here as well. It comes with a manual, which is really well done. I should have mentioned that earlier. Fantastic bit of kit that is, worth a perusal at length if you do purchase this aircraft. I had a look at it. Probably overlooked a whole bunch of stuff as well. I need to take another look at it and how to fly it properly. We'll sort of fly in here about 60 knots approach. That said, I'm starting to feel a bit queasy. It is blowy. We'd probably land with a tailwind. Will we? Yeah, more than likely, and it's only got 300 metres of runway. So, but 60 knots is where I wanted to be. I need to fly in balance. We aren't going to make that at all. There's no way whatsoever. So we made a captain's call to go around and approach from the direction that we took off from. Don't need to climb. Just maintain about 60 knots. Yeah, definitely a tailwind if we had landed in that direction. Unflight in balance, fella. Alright, there's the strip. We're going to get slow here. 50 knots. There we go. We're giving ourselves a fighting chance at least. We'll take our view down the left-hand side. Jeez, that strip seems short. 60 knots, there we go, over the threshold. Try not to dump it into the trees. Bit of flare, fella. We're in trouble here. We're in real trouble. We're going around again. We did touch down. Was not happy at all. Approach number 3. So we had to have 2 takes at the takeoff and 3 at the approach. But that's definitely the right direction to land. A most unexpected video, this one. This is a most unexpected channel, run by a most unexpected person. Here we go. There's our strip. Downwind. 60 knots. Let's try it again. Around the corner base, call that. A bit of a stutter there. Now, drop the power, get ourselves down, assume the landing view. What's this one? Attempt number 3. We're definitely high at this point. Committed to landing at this one. Jerry, we're touching down, mate. We may end up in the drink at the other end, but we're gonna plant it. Bit of a flare. Too high. Bit of a bounce. Jerry. Oh, we've got this horribly, horribly wrong. We're just going to bunny hop our way down. Oh, my lord. And we've planted it almost into the bushes. That is a horrible, horrible approach and landing, folks. First impressions, look at this aeroplane. I actually like the aeroplane. I'm not particularly great at flying it, and we're now moonwalking backwards. How's that happening? Reverse thrust on a Tiger Moth, folks. Only on this channel. Thanks for your company, folks, and what can I say? There you go, the Tiger Moth moonwalking Gorge River, New Zealand. I hope you're well and enjoying your simming. We'll see you in another video. Bye for now.